Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video, there's gonna be an economic challenge. This is gonna be my second economic challenge video. First one was obviously my Qatar one, which did very well. So I want to try this thing again, and I got a comment saying to do an economic challenge for Japan. Right now, here's the thing: I've gotten two comments on this. One more recently, which was I think like yesterday, and another one which was like about a weeks ago actually, right? The previous one was a population challenge, and the newer one has more sets. How do I put this? More not it's population and economic, like it's both, right? So I'm gonna honestly, guys, I'm gonna go with the new one because well, the old one, I mean, was pretty difficult. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. From now on, it's basically going to be a time lapse. But and also another thing is that I'm fitting the parameters. So AI aggressiveness is going to be at 50%, and the rest of it, well, it's just me playing, right? And well, this is prepare for a very long. It's gonna take a while actually to get this all up, but the main city needs 250,000 people, and I mean the population and all that. It's gonna be interesting to see if I can do this. I mean, considering Japan is luckily an island, but there it can get into some pretty intense wars. Like Japan sometimes goes to war with Indonesia, or they go to war with any of the Koreas, China. I mean, not Russia usually. But Japan can get into some serious wars, and all these East Asian nations are pretty powerful and hard to defeat, which means you need a massive army, meaning you need to lose population to fight them. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this video goes. Anyways, I'll see you guys at the end. So I started this off with pretty simple moves. I of course used all my points, and first thing I did was I immediately started researching. Why? Because I wanted to get my technology up as high as I possibly could. Now, the main reason is because if I got my technology points to a certain high amount of level, I would soon be able to build farms, and that is exactly what I started to do afterwards once I decided to stop with the researching. And so I basically embarked on one of the biggest. I mean, the guys, listen, I'll be honest. This is probably the most buildings you will ever see me construct in this game. Genuinely, the most amount of buildings you guys will ever see me construct in this game right now. Okay, the largest farm building project ever. Because I knew that there's no other way to increase your population quickly than this. There really is no other way to do it. And so what I did then was I started upgrading all the farms. After building level 1 farms everywhere, I went to level 2. And instead of doing the whole country at once, I decided to do like certain regions. So like systematically going through each region. So I went from the Ryukyu Islands to Kyushu to Shikoku, and then on to Honshu, which obviously was gonna take the longest, considering it's the biggest island. And as you can see, you guys probably saw there, my birth rate is obviously going up. And I got declared on by Abyssinia, Malaysia, and North Korea. And of course, I quickly dealt with them all because I did not want a war. And so what I did was I got other nations to attack them just to cause instability. And then I was left to peace because they all peaced out. They did not want that. And so then I was back to building my farms. And ironically enough, this is basically Japan's isolation period, like the Edo period, that like where their population just drastically rose because they stopped fighting wars. They closed off themselves to the outside world, which is basically what I do here. Like I genuinely do not do anything else, right? So this was a very, very long process of turn by turn, just continuously building farms as my turn limit permitted. Now, luckily, as Japan, I was pretty rich, so I could just continuously keep funding new farms over and over, again and again. And over time, I started to move upwards from the island towards the north of the island of Honshu. And as I was going, I mean, yeah, no, it just took me a long time. There's nothing more I can really narrate here. It's literally just me building farms all throughout this island to get my population up. That's it. I mean, as soon as we reached the end of Honshu, and then we made it to Hokkaido, and then that would be the final island. and you guys cannot imagine just like this was this was very tedious to do, but at the same time, it's for the challenge. So what else? And of course, I went through a check of the places to see if I got every single province, and I think I did. So now what I did was I turned up the budget to like just completely fund population to the point where I was not making any money any longer. And as you can see, my population began a meteoric rise because of it. And I just decided, like, while I'm doing this, to look around the world. And I got Somalia to attack its neighbors because why not? And I was just bored. I wanted something to happen. And I got Abyssinia and Somalia in a war, and Abyssinia won, so Somalia got taken out. Then Abyssinia gained more power. Honestly, I don't really care about whatever happens to the rest of the world because I'm not going to have to fight any of them. But at the same time, my overall plan was the same as it was with like Qatar, or sort of, is that like cause world instability. So what I did then was, okay, you guys might be wondering what I'm doing now, right? Instead of spend money on research, I decided that I could use my now humongous population, right? I had a huge population. I decided that I could use it for good by creating a lot of libraries, okay, throughout my country. And then, okay, yeah, then I invested in Tokyo. I started investing factories in Tokyo, right? But before that, you might be wondering why I was making those libraries. And that was because I realized that I could harness my huge population to basically just become, like, give me research points without having to put a single bit of money into my research, which is what I endeavored to do. And so, but then of course, I put money into research again because I wanted more to fit my, to what do you call, get enough for a university and then get it right. And also, when you research, you typically start to earn a lot more money too. And I wanted to get to the top of the energy level. Like, it was all about pride, like, genuinely. I just wanted to be number one. And Germany was beating me, so I put my technology all the way up. And afterwards, I started spamming like research labs and then universities everywhere. Like, turn libraries into universities into research labs, you know? Oh, sorry, wait, did I say that in wrong order? But whatever. I basically just maxed out both my farms and my research labs. Because then I could just, as you can see, if you look to the top right of the screen, you guys will notice that every time I press the turn button, my technology just goes up, like, continuously, and I don't even need to spend on it anymore. So I went all over Japan, once again another mass building project, but this time with education, right? And so now I was getting both technology and education and using my population for what it's worth, right? And so that's basically what I did for the next couple of turns. Again, this was pretty, it was pretty time consuming, and if you look to the top right again, you can see it's like 1,700 turns. So this is already one of the longer turns, like longer videos now. And after I was done with those universities, I once again continued with funding the population growth, and then I used some of the remaining money, I think, to invest in Tokyo, because Tokyo was going to be my city, like the main city. And I saw that Germany was getting like a very powerful, right? Germany is basically forming a greater German Reich here. And I was looking around at the rest of the world. I got Turkey to attack Syria, Armenia to attack Azerbaijan. No, absolutely no reason for doing these things. I just wanted like something to happen so that I could watch it. And I got Turkey to invade Armenia, so I just wanted something to happen, some entertainment, because I mean, all I was doing was waiting for this thing to work. But then finally, I decided to start spending money on properly investing Tokyo, and you can see my rank score just go wee. Like, you can just see go wee, like just the upward upward curve, right? And of course, I did this in mind of I did this with beating Germany in mind, like just to beat Germany. I did this, and once I passed them, I once again reverted back to farming, right? Of course, I'd need to continue that later, but that could wait, right? Like, because at the end of the day, the population was what's gonna take longest to for it to do. And so and now if you look, you'll notice that the population is getting even higher. But I decided to look around again. Iraq was in a bunch of crazy wars. Serbia was at war with France, and then I got Switzerland to attack Slovenia for fun. I was just watching this stuff all go to hell, and like I got a bunch of nations to attack Serbia for fun. I don't know why I did that, but then Myanmar, a whole coalition of countries actually attacked me. Papua New Guinea, the USA, China, and Myanmar, and I got all the countries around those countries to just attack them. Mexico with the USA and Myanmar, South Asian countries, you know the drill. And so that's what my strategy was really. Continuously destabilize the world so that no one will ever declare war on me. And anyone who does declare war on me, I will get other people to declare war on them so that they do not bother me in my endeavor to create the biggest population ever. And so once I stopped, this thing, investing in my, listen, let me explain how this video basically went, right? I was trying to get to the highest possible limit. And so actually something interesting is happening. All right, so basically at this stage of the game, right, I start getting all the countries around Germany to basically gang up on them because I want Germany dead. Like they were too much of an economic rival and I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, not really. It was partially because of that and partially because I wanted something entertaining to happen. Okay, so I was just getting countries to declare war on each other, and of course that was a very brutal and bloody war, but like we don't care about all of that. So afterwards, see, let me explain, right? Okay, wait, let me get back to what I was saying earlier. But this game is basically a cycle of me switching from investing in my population and then turning that down and then investing in Tokyo. That's basically this game. That's essentially the summary of this video, guys. Literally that. Okay? And so and of course I only invested as much in Tokyo as I could, like per every 4 turns. And so instead of like just making it reduce, like I'd find a balance of where some of it would go to the population, some go to Tokyo, all that. And so because I did not want too much money to pile up and then the game would hit me with inflation. That's not necessary. It's pretty inefficient to do it like that. And of course I noticed my rank score going up extremely high. At this point I had completely taken all my other competition, and I was determined to keep going because I needed to get these factories to extremely high. And I noticed that Germany had somehow completely conquered Russia. I mean, listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I gotta give it to the Germans in this video. They're absolutely insane. You will see the Germans like get absolutely ganged up on. Like look at the casualties of that Russian war, by the way. If you guys didn't see it because the video is moving fast, it was 1.4 to 1.7 million. So over 3 million people died in that one war, right? So the Germans, like I basically got all the nations around Germany to attack them and they still lived. Now, this isn't even the only time I did it. Like, I do that later in the video too. And I noticed that India is getting too powerful, so I get Nepal and Pakistan to attack them and a bunch of other nations so that like their territory gets split up. And then I get I realize that I'm in debt now because I spent too much money. And so I once again look over at Germany and I get nations to attack them because, again, I want the war. The war cannot end in this world, I mean, at the end of the day, this is the whole point. I just want to do things. I just want to have fun with it. It was basically a spectator video for me, except I wasn't really like spectating. I was just in the game and constantly messing things up for countries. That's basically the game. And so then, the Philippines and Papua New Guinea declared war on me, but that was solved pretty quick. Except the Philippines, they kept the war going, but I decided to wait a little bit, get other people to attack them, and then I knew they wouldn't bother me anymore, and which they left. And then I decided to spend the rest of my turns just constantly investing in Tokyo. And by this point, I believe I reached like 9 million of in my city. And so again, Tokyo was getting incredibly overpowered, and I was all the way at the top when it came to rank score. Like, you guys have no idea just how insanely skewed the rank score can get if you just funnel money into one city. And then of course afterwards I just decided to stay at 0 coins and fund my population growth because, I mean, of course that's what I'm doing for this video. And so then I realized, I just looked around again. That this video is pretty summed up, can be summed up pretty easily. I just go around and fuck around with the world. And so I got Germany to attack more and more nations, but I didn't want them to attack too many because I was afraid that Germany might just take over everything. And like, it was a very conflicting situation in which they were still powerful. And so now India was completely destroyed, but now, like, as in, like, weakened, but Pakistan and Nepal were fighting. And in Africa, I got a whole bunch of nations to just declare war on each other, and so that no one nation could rise up. Meanwhile, over in Europe, I got I got Russia to declare war on Germany, France to declare war on Germany, and Turkey to declare war on Germany. I got every single one of their neighbors to declare war on them, right? This is a horrifying war for anyone to fight. And of course, the casualties were absolutely horrendous for the Germans. Okay, but guess what happens? Guess what happens in that war? Yeah, you know what? Just wait and see. Just wait and see what happens in this war. Okay, Germany's like collapsing right now. This looks like the end of World War II, like similar to that, the borders. I even get Sweden in on this, and Sweden somehow rises up from nothing just to fight the Germans, right? That's how bad they are, or at least that's how weak they are right now. They're attacked from every single side, 360 degrees. Monaco decides to attack France randomly, but that's besides the point. Africa, meanwhile, I trigger some more wars, get some more people to kill each other. Yes, it's all in the part of the game plan. And meanwhile, Germany continues to die, and I then decide to go back to investing in Tokyo. I kind of forget about the rest of the world and all the chaos I caused. I just go back to funding my economy. And the dumb thing is that, like, there's now like 12 million factories in this one city. I genuinely do not think there's enough space in Tokyo for all that. Like, people, listen. Tokyo is like one of the most populated cities in the world, right? And the Tokyo metropolitan area, listen, they packing people like freaking sardines, man. I'm telling you, they pack people like it's fucking like it's a grocery store, except with like literal residential housing. I don't know how they fit millions of people like that. Like they just all, I don't know, bro. They're all packed like Lego bricks or something. Lego bricks or something. Yeah, yeah. So that's the best way to describe it. But factories, I don't know how you can do that with factories, man. I think in this game, like if this game was realistic like that, I think the factory, like at some point the factories number of factories per province would be capped at somewhere. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey guys. We are here at 5,717 turns into this game. Oh my goodness, I've been just, oh man, it's just been a grind. Like, I haven't even been doing anything. All I had to do was just continue to press next turn, over and over again. But I'm finally here, and now I'm just here, this end of the video, to show you all off the, oh my goodness, okay, I can't even speak properly, but to show off all the stats right now to show that I've completed the challenge. First thing, look at my capital city. All of my industries right here. all Literally all the industries right here. And this city basically makes every other one on the map turn white, as in like nothing else compares with it. Like, look, okay, San Juan has 900,000 factories in this city, right? But when you look at it from the map, you really can't tell the difference between this and anything else, because Tokyo just dwarfs everything to the point where now I've just shifted the relative scale so much that everything is just white. And I found that kind of funny. But also, the population, thing was, I kind of switched up the economy and the population thing, where the economy was supposed to be 30 million, and population was supposed to be 35 million, but instead I did the opposite. And so now both are just 25 million, sorry, 35 million. And yeah, I think I can finally say that this challenge is done. So this is, I mean, I don't even know what this was anymore. Population or economic challenge? I mean, I feel like it's a both. But this is basically the most OP country in the world right now. Just if we want to look at this from a population map mode, right? You guys got to see the population map mode of this. Everything else is white. That is how sheer that is the sheer population density in Japan right now. I've eclipsed everything else. It's everything else is just desolate wasteland compared to my country, bro. Right? And of course, Tokyo is the biggest one out of all of this, 762,000 people. And of course, everything here is like, okay, not everything, but the lowest is 297,000. So that says a lot. And if I go to Tokyo, I can recruit 133,000 people right now in one turn, which is okay. Like that is mind-boggling to me. And of course, if we look at it from the rank score, I have 51,291 total score, and most of that is economic. I mean, for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons, it is mostly economic, but also it is incredibly high in the population. In fact, I think if you look at the population right here, yeah? Population. The next closest is the USA with 3.5 million. Gentlemen, I have 10 times I have 10 times the population of the next nearest country. And like and I think I have I have the entire I think I have more people than the rest of the entire world combined. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely the case. 35 million and the world is at 64 million. So I have more that you guys can do the math on it if you want, but I have more than 50% of the world's population. And I did not have to conquer anything. All I did was sit on an island, build a whole bunch of farms, upgrade them all to max, and then just chilled. As it's and by the way, throughout this entire playthrough, I did not recruit a single soldier. And my income obviously has been absolutely insane this entire time. And yeah, I mean, my provinces have been a steady 77. I've never changed, but still, I've done insanely well. So, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know there wasn't much conquest, but again, this was an interesting challenge, and I wanted to try do this because I mean, listen, I don't think I've seen another. I've done this type of one before besides the Qatar one. So honestly, I just hope this video does well, makes my sacrifice all worth it. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.